right. So we're here with Courtney Hatch. And Courtney, I would like for you to introduce yourself and kind of let the the social media platforms get to know you. So, Courtney, who are you and where do you work?
Perfect. So my name's Courtney Hatch. I am with Real Broker. Our office is out at Overland Park, but I love to focus more in like the Leavenworth County area. I grew up in Baser. I live in Tongi now. I coach at the high school in Baser, and I've just been really ingrained in the community ever since. I guess I was in school. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's kind of the areas that I love to work with, but I've helped people find homes in Leavenworth to Lacine, Tongi, all the way over to Gladstone. So I'm kind of everywhere, but I want to be known as like the go-to gal in Leavenworth County.
Yeah, yeah. And so are you licensed just in Kansas? Are you doing Kansas and Missouri?
Kansas and Missouri. So I'm
Perfect.
able to do both. Yep.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, and I wanted to give you a little spotlight. What is your niche? Like, do you work with first-time home buyers or are you like second home? Are we downsizing, retirement? Like, what do you find that it's most beneficial to work with for you, your expertise?
I feel like I've kind of fallen into either the first time home buyers or the home buyers that they've lived in their house for the last 20 years. And obviously it's different now. So in my prior life, I was a teacher. And so
Mhm.
I really pride myself in providing education to my clients. And so I feel like that usually fits into either the first time home buyers or people who haven't bought in a while.
Yeah, yeah. And for right now in today's market, it's kind of tricky. So what are you seeing with those buyers and maybe their struggles?
So I just went under contract with a sweet first-time homebuyer couple that we had been getting beat out by 30, 40, 50 grand on several houses. And it was just, they were getting beat up. And so one thing that I love to do for my clients is I have a really great network of agents, either through Real or just being involved in the community, that I love to reach out to agents and ask like, hey, what do you have coming on the market soon? Like, are they interested in maybe selling before they hit the market to avoid, the open houses and all the people in your home and all the extra things that come with that? And so actually one of my old teammates had a listing coming up in the exact neighborhood that my clients were looking for. And so we got it all buttoned up in the terms that we actually were hoping for,
Yeah,
um, which is crazy right now.
yeah.
It's also something you really want to look for in someone that you're working with is someone that's going to go the extra mile, not just set
Mhm.
up the generic email that gets sent out every day.
Right. And it helps, I think, with you being so involved with the community and knowing so many people. So that's a big plus on your part.
Yeah.
What is it that you think that you want to try to educate buyers on? Like, what do you think that they need to know before even starting the actual like process of looking?
Literally everything. So
Mhm.
my when I purchased my home, I went with an agent. I love her to death. And I feel like she did a really great job of educating us. And I'd heard that a lot of people did not get that experience. And so I actually wrote like a 38-page book that
Oh,
I give my
wow.
buyers, even people that are potentially thinking about buying, that
Mhm.
just walks them through the whole process. So talking to a trusted lender, someone that's going to actually help you and like walk through your financial journey. Because there are several people that have thought that they were ready to go, but then found out that their credit wasn't where they wanted to be and they couldn't afford what they wanted.
Okay.
And so, just really, it's not just texting me saying, hey, can I go look at this house? It's, hey, let's sit down and make sure that you're financially ready to make this decision and we're, on the same page.
Yeah,
So,
I agree with that. And I think a lot of people just want to be like, oh, well, let's go show this house. And it's like there's
mhm.
more to it. Or just like,
So much
you know,
more.
screenshotting a picture on Zillow and being like, oh, well, I want to go see this one. It's like, okay, well, let's get a game plan going because that probably is not going to be available when you're
Mhm.
available. Yeah, I
Exactly.
see that all the time, all the
Yeah, I'm
time.
sure.
Or the,
Especially on like the lending side too. You're
yeah,
like, oh,
yeah.
wait, you want this house? Okay, we got to get you pre-approved first.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And they think like just because like they make so much money and they've maybe seen Credit Karma on their apps or whatever, like they're
Mhm.
thinking they're ready. And it's like, no, those are maybe, I've seen them even 40 points off of
Mhm.
what they need to be. And so it's like, no, we need a game plan and you're 6 months out.
Well,
So,
yeah, and that goes to like the seller side too, where it's like
hmm
they get onto Zillow and they look at what their home is worth and it's,
yes,
not comparable because Zillow doesn't see inside your house. They don't know the updates or
right.
the neighborhood or some of the perks that your home has. So I think that there's a lot of AI things that can lead people astray for sure.
Agree on that 100%. And so if they can't afford a home right now,
Mhm.
what do you do to try to get them to get approved and maybe even like keep in touch with them? Like, what is your process like?
So I have an email campaign that I send out monthly. I do an email and then I also do a newsletter. But then I just have a drip that I set up to keep in contact with them. But I also really rely heavily on my lender partners to make sure that they're set up and they know what they should be doing financially.
Hmm
Um, but then just letting them know it's not a discouragement. Like you want to be financially ready to jump in this. So you're in the home that you want to be in, not the home that you have to be in, if that makes
Right. Right. And I see a lot of buyers now thinking that the home that they buy needs to be their forever home, and that's
sense.
not the case, especially in today's market. Like
Hmm.
you can go in and buy your first home, but it doesn't
Hmm.
necessarily need to be your forever home. And I
Hmm.
think people are just, I guess, hooked on that fantasy land of being
Yes,
able to,
I think it's like an expectation too
yeah,
that people put on themselves that they think that people expect that of them.
yes,
But also this is like a hot take too. But it's my job to advise my clients, right? Like I will give them advice. It's their decision. Um, but in my conscience too, like if I know down the road they're going to end up selling this first time house and they're buying it for 50 grand over asking, I don't want my clients to be upside down 5 years down the road either. And
right.
so making sure that we're walking through that and understanding, I feel like I've been saying financial a lot during this, but just understanding the implications
Yeah,
too. You might really want that house, but let's make sure we take the emotions out of it and really
right.
understand what this looks like
Yeah,
you're not losing money in the end
yeah.
too. So that's a hot
Yeah,
take, I feel
that I
like.
agree with that 100% because and then a lot of them find that dream home that they want and they try, oh, well, we'll make it work. And I'm like, okay, well, during your budget for every month, like, can you really afford this? Or do
Mm-hmm.
we need to downsize and then you maybe add on or make it your own? So
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yep.
a little tricky too.
Yeah.
So let's move over to the seller side. What are you seeing with these sellers and maybe their challenges that they're having?
So on the sell side of this, I'm working with a lot of people preparing to list. So I've had quite a few people reach out that I've done meetings with that they're looking to sell maybe later this season, or even in the fall. And so just getting them prepared, understanding, what is visual tax wise right now. So like
hmm
getting their tax paperwork filled out and then understanding what I can do for them as far as marketing. Um, Not a stick a sign in the yard, post on MLS kind of girl. Like I go above and beyond for my clients when it comes to marketing, and that also falls back to leaning on my network of agents too. So I think this last year I had two of my listings sold before they hit market, which again, some of those clients really needed that. They didn't want to
Yeah,
do the extra work.
yeah.
They didn't want people in their home. And so that was really great too. But just I think listening to your agent and understanding what your home value truly is, not the person that's around the corner,
Yeah.
because that can get really hard when someone's like, well, the house around the corner listed for this. Well,
Mm-hmm.
this their house had this, this, and this. Your house is this, and so just really managing expectations and coming in as like a professional and
Mm-hmm.
educating. Like again, I have a buyer guide and then I have a seller guide, right? So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like
What do
um
you, or have you ran into anybody that thinks that their home is worth so much and you give them, no, we need to sell it at this price? And how do you go about trying to navigate that? compromise with them.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. I think just having the conversation of the market's going to tell you what your home is worth. And so here's what I'm seeing in the market. This might be what you feel like your home is worth. I totally understand that. We have a lot of emotional ties to our home.
Yeah.
Um, I'm open to negotiating on that, but just be prepared. So I think I call it like the 10-10-1 process. So after 10 showings after 10 showings, if we don't have an offer, we need to reevaluate the price. After 10 days with no showings, we need to reevaluate the price. So it's either price or condition. So looking
Hmm.
at that, the price you're coming at to the market is just an invitation to get people in the door,
Hmm.
but people are going to pay what they're going to pay for it.
Right.
So
Right.
that is
And
what it
everything's for sale. So that's even another thing is
is.
how
Yeah.
do you go about if you have a client and they're wanting to purchase a home, but it's not on the market? Have you into that yet?
I have not specifically a home, but I've called around neighborhoods asking
Okay.
if they're interested in selling.
Hmm.
And so that's such an uncomfortable thing for me
Yeah.
because as much as I'm in sales, I'm also a teacher at
Right.
heart too. So I'm reaching out for my client. I'm not here
Right.
as a fake person trying to
Right.
steal your house from you. Like I am a real individual and I'm just trying
That's
to
funny.
advocate for my clients, you know?
Yeah.
They feel like you get people that are, just trying to act like they have a client, but
Yeah. Yeah. And that's
whatever.
the other kicker on that part.
Yeah.
Um, what is a I guess a calming mechanism that you would use if your client, buyer or seller, is just stressed to the max and they want to throw in the towel,
Yeah.
because that happens.
I feel like that is all of us
Yeah.
at sometimes,
Yeah.
and just like
Yeah.
total life situations. I think I appreciate communication in that because it takes a lot to say that. I have a client right now that we're kind of in that stage and just letting them know like if it's meant to be, it'll be.
Right.
And I know that's so broad and it can
Mhm.
be taken so many ways, but I'm here to help you navigate this situation and it is stressful. And I think
Mhm.
setting up their expectations at the beginning is going to help alleviate some of that and
Yeah.
just saying, we're not going to win every single house. It's going to be okay. If
Right.
it's meant to be, it's supposed to be. So,
100%.
um, and I think it just goes back to like community and understanding relationships between agents as well.
Mhm.
So my clients really liked this house that was for sale down in Spring Hill. And so communicating with that agent at the beginning and throughout their interest in it really helped navigate their emotions on it because they already kind of knew what to expect and it wasn't like
Mhm.
we submitted an offer and then they got denied. I was
Mhm.
able to talk to them beforehand and be like, all right, so kind of what's the deal?
Yeah.
Like what
Yeah.
can we expect?
Yeah.
So I think
Need
that
a
helps.
game plan.
It's emotional. Like we have to be the ones that are steady, where our clients are the ones that are going to really get emotional. And I get
Yeah.
emotional too. I just don't get show
I
them.
know, and that's the worst, especially being a female. And you're like, oh, well, my
I know.
favorite thing was even just working with the first time home buyers
Mhm.
and them picturing their life in there. Like that was
Yeah.
always like
Yeah.
it was just heartwarming for sure.
Hmm. Yep.
Um, with our Kansas City market, and rates being kind of funky, and
Yeah.
somebody's waiting to either buy or sell, as an agent, what would you do to approach that?
I think it really, well, one, I really rely on my lender partners to help me navigate this because they're the expert in that area. And I want to make sure I'm well informed, but I also don't want to be spreading false information as well. If that makes
Hmm.
sense. So
Yeah.
relying on my lender partners to really help understand what the rates are at and what they're going to
Hmm.
do
Hmm.
is so important. So relying on them, connecting them, but then also if you're ready to buy, let's get started,
Right.
right? Like, the time is now when you're ready, and then you can always talk to your lender about what it looks like to refinance
Yeah.
later. If
Yeah.
you're not, if it changes your budget totally, and you're
Hmm.
like, I don't think that I'm going to be able to get a home that we really truly want, then wait. It's
Right.
going to be okay.
Right. Right.
If you're looking to sell right now, if you need to sell, then you need to sell, and we need to figure out how we can navigate that for you. So
Hmm.
the market's always gonna be crazy. Like it's
Yeah.
always up and down no matter what. So just relying on my lender partners is super important.
I agree with you. I think a lot of it is just educating these clients, these sellers, and these buyers on what products are out there and
Hmm.
what's available for them. I mean, the interest rate alone is just, those are just scary words to people.
Right.
And learning what a buy down is, I think, is very informative. And letting them know that refinancing is possible too. So,
Yes. And what you don't know, like you don't know what you don't know.
right.
So if people are already assuming they hear on the news, they hear through friends or family, like, oh, the rates, scary, scary, scary,
Hmm.
scary, then they're not even going to reach out and ask. It doesn't hurt to reach out and ask
Yeah.
and see the process, whether you're ready to start now or you're ready to start in 6 months or in a year. Like
Right.
you're never wasting my time asking and opening the door.
Hmm. And that's
So
always, I mean, we've always been told growing up, there's no such thing as a stupid question. So
yeah.
there's no such thing as, we can sit down and get a game plan going, and you might think that a scenario is going to work for you. And honestly, it probably won't. So we have to find different avenues, right?
Yes. Yes.
So, do you have any listings that are coming up in the Kansas City market that you want to give a shout out about?
So I don't have anything specific dates yet, but I do
Hmm.
know that I'll have a potential townhome coming up in Tongi. I have I think it's like 9 acres, home with 9 acres in like an estate size
Hmm.
neighborhood, in Tongi coming up. And then another home on about 3 acres in Linwood coming up maybe later this fall. But a lot of things are just in the pipeline. A lot
Yeah.
of conversations I'm having are, hey, can you come in and tell me what I need to do to
Hmm.
prepare my house?
Hmm.
Which again is such an honor.
Yeah.
And then there's another one that's 3 acres, another 3 acre one in Linwood that's like got a stellar barn with like bar and pool and like
Oh,
cool.
oh,
So I'm like, I'm all
everybody's
about
dream.
yeah, literally. When that hits, it's gonna be chaos. So
So if
um
you have clients in your pipeline, what stops them or what makes them hesitant on
mhm.
listing now?
I think it's just preparing their house. So, like one of them, they're preparing to downsize, and it's going to be a pretty big downsize. So they just need to
Mhm.
prepare themselves to get ready for that.
Yeah.
The other one has kiddos getting ready to get out of the house, and so they're kind of waiting for that timeline to get
Hmm.
ready. Another one's just not ready, sure if she's really wanting to move away from the area and move into the
Hmm.
city. Um, and then another one's waiting because of like relational things.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It's
just a lot of
always something.
like, it's just like
Uh-huh.
everyone has their own things, but again, so honored that anyone's even reaching out and
Yeah.
like asking me to like give them advice because I
Hmm.
have so many things I've written. I need to do better at advertising what I have
Hmm.
because like between my downsizing guide, my seller and buyer guides are like so resourceful. I just need to
Hmm.
do a better job of like getting that out there.
Yeah.
And so,
And if they are looking for that type of information, are they just contacting you and your
yes.
okay,
Yeah,
good.
and I do have a digital guide on, I think I have it linked on my Instagram, but I always love to drop it off in person too.
Hmm.
Like I have a
Hmm.
pre-listing, pre-buying kit that I
Oh,
drop off
nice.
to people. So it has like my face on it. I'm pretty proud. So
Awesome. I love it. I love it. Well, how can people get a hold of you? What's the best way?
yeah. So best way is just to call or text me. So I'll give you my number if you want to post it on there
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
But then I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, kind of on TikTok, but not really. But
I
um,
know.
yes, just call or text. Like I'm happy to talk through
Awesome.
anything.
All right. And one last question, or actually statement.
Yeah.
What's the best advice you can give to a buyer or seller right now?
start preparing. Like if you even have an inkling that you're like wanting to buy or sell soon, you're never wasting my time to start the process. So
Yeah.
that would be my advice. Like
Yeah.
just start asking questions.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. I'm so happy that you decided to do this, and I thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.